It's very rare to see the left give glowing endorsement to the right wing, which is why it's even rarer to see them praise the far right, because apparently you can only have empathy and compassion, according to the left, if you're on the far right. They seem to be the only people that don't want the government to murder squirrels. So what exactly happened? Well, apparently a famous streamer who lives in New York was upset that the government killed his pet squirrel. And apparently they raided his house for around 5 hours, treated him like a terrorist. And despite the fact that the people raiding him were government agents that are part of the health and the environment, didn't allow him to take care of his other animals. Didn't even allow them to give them water. So the guy apparently captured the hearts of 3 million social media users when he got a visit from the Environmental Conservation and Health. And this is because, as you can see, he has this pet squirrel that, even though he's not legally allowed to have it, he found a baby squirrel into his yard and nursed it because apparently it didn't have a mother. And when trying to release it, he noticed that it can't survive in the wild. So he decided to have it as a pet, which means that he is breaking the law. But the problem that the left has is that now people are starting to wonder, like, why is this the law exist in the first place? Like, why do you actually need a license from the government to allow you to have one squirrel into your house? Like, if he had like 100 squirrels, sure, like that's a health hazard. But he's got one squirrel. Why is there a law prevent? And this is why the left is fuming, because it's like the peasantry are asking questions that they shouldn't ask. Because the move is like to have more licenses. Like every single aspect of your life, including going to the toilet, requires a license now. Apparently this is what the guy is complaining, that while his house was being raided, he wasn't even allowed to go to the toilet without the permission from one of the agents, which is a good thing. Like, that's how it should happen in a civilized society, right? Because it seems this is what leftists want. Like, they want more regulation. Everything should be regulated. So, while this raid was taking place, the squirrel allegedly bit one of the agents, and now they had to see if it has rabies or not. And the test to see if it has rabies means that you need to pull out its brain. You need to pull out and dissect its brain, something that the people working at the Environmental Conservation and Health absolutely loved performing. What I don't understand, and someone probably could explain this to me, why couldn't they just assume that it does have rabies? Like, if you don't know, and in order to find out you need to kill the animal, and in this situation it's an animal that someone's pet and they actually care about it, why not just assume that, okay, the squirrel has rabies, take the fucking rabies shot, Mr. Agent? Why couldn't they do that? Are rabies shots hard to come by in the United States? Are they extremely rare? Is Pfizer not manufacturing them? Like, why didn't they just, pretend as if the squirrel has rabies? Anyway, questions that are way beyond my pay grade. But the interesting thing is the reaction to this story. Obviously, a lot of people upset. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why did you have to kill this man's squirrel? Why does he need a license? Why is the legislation set in this manner? Do we have to live like this? And the answer seems to come from some leftist publications by shutting down discourse because it's right-winger speaking, or some cheeky little shits online that are trying to be more antagonistic. And we're going to go to them in a little bit. But the first thing is, the use of manpower. Like, a lot of individuals are wondering, like, why did they have to send so many cars? And this is something that I noticed a lot of leftists don't seem to understand. Like, you think police officers are mad with power. You think, like, they will actually tell you what a police officer thinks. Like, if you speak with a fan from the Young Church, they will say, the moment that the officer gets a taser, like, he can't wait to use it. He can't possibly wait to put his hand on that taser and tase someone. Right? So, like, when it comes to police officers, they kind of understand how it works. But when it comes to other types of agents, like in this case, agents from the environmental conservation or whatever the fuck it's called, they don't think that they're like that. They don't think that they want to get in a car and raid someone's house. They don't think that they also want to exercise their power. They don't think that they want to test their new toys. No, like, for some reason, it's just with police officers. Like, There is an evil, maleficent spirit that probably comes from the times of racismus and slavery that has possessed the police, exactly like Voldemort has cursed the Ministry of Protection Against the Dark Arts. You know, you gotta make the Harry Potter comparison so that they understand. So like the police is cursed by this malevolent spirit, but like other government agents aren't. No, this is literally what happened. It's people mad with power. And the thing with the left is that, as you notice with Anna Kasparian and the Sam Cedar interview, they cannot admit that they're ever wrong. They cannot accept that there may be one criticism, just one, that is legit. Like, they can't admit, you know what, like, maybe there shouldn't be a license for this. Maybe there should be an exception for a person that has one fucking squirrel. Like, he's not getting 1,000, he's not breeding them, he's got one squirrel. Maybe we can make an exception for that. No, it can't be, right? It's obviously that either it doesn't happen, or if it does happen, it doesn't happen a lot, and if it does happen a lot, then it's a good thing. So we're already at step 3. You know, it did happen, and it's a good thing. And you have, like, all these people going around and saying, well, you know, like, squirrels did the property damage, so they're a pest. It's actually a good thing that government agents broke into this man's house and terrorized him for 5 hours and then assassinated his pet. It's a great thing. You know, this is the type of society that I want to live in. Just as long as it doesn't happen into my house. I probably do other shit that other people find trivial, but I care about that other shit. However, the stuff you do, I don't care about, so it's fine. There are other people saying that, well, squirrels are pests, like, who cares if they get killed? And like, how do these people even think? Like, you have, like, this Redditors, and okay, let's assume, let's talk about rats, okay? Like, let's not talk about squirrels, because they're cute. So I get it. Let's talk about rats, right? Like, rats are a problem. Like, they can get into people's walls, they can start fires, and they can chew the electric cables, right? They can start hazards, and they carry diseases, and they can die in your walls, and they can rust. So people can use rat poison, right? Like, it's legally allowed. There are certain methods of pest control that differ from state to state. Like, people can do certain things in order to get rid of pests, right? Because you can't just file a restraining order against them and get them to move out of your house. Like, you gotta do something. If you live in a house, you're going to deal with pests. But just because people can use pest control methods doesn't mean that it's okay to go into someone else's house and kill their pet rat. And if I actually need to bring up with a fucking source, Mr. Redditor, and to explain to you, like, the philosophical nature and why one thing is okay and one thing is another, I think you're brain dead. I generally think that certain things you should understand just by interacting with other humans. And you should know the difference between someone's pet and someone's pest. And again, like, you should even understand why it's not okay to take something that someone is emotionally attached to just because you can. Or to support that from happening. Because at the end of the day, right, you are attached to certain things. Maybe you're attached to your mother's ashes, or I don't fucking know, it's an urn. And I, as an atheist, can go, well, it's just some dust, it's just like an urn, like, why do you care? You know, let them take it away because it's unsanitary, right? And then I would ask you, like, you need to come up with a philosophical argument, and you need to come up with sources and you need citations to convince me on why exactly it should affect you. Because at the end of the day, you know, your mother lives into your heart. It lives into your memory. You don't actually need an urn. You don't actually need an object to display blah, blah, blah. And I'm an atheist. I don't even believe in a soul. I don't even believe in this. So, like, I don't care about your beliefs. I want everyone to be like me and to have exactly the same morality as me, and if you don't, get fucked. This is why these people are becoming obnoxious. And this is why when you behave like this, you even like, and by the way, I don't even care about squirrels. Because I too know that they're pests. I don't care. But what I do care is the fact that I know this person placed value on the thing. Like, this person was emotionally attached to the thing. Like, this person actually had compassion for this thing. Why should I take away his stuff? Because there are probably things that I like and that person doesn't care about. And if I want to live in a society where everyone gets along and we have neighbors that are cool and stuff, we need some level of tolerance. Not the type of tolerance that the left preaches. But in this particular situation, the squirrel was literally not harming anyone. And taxpayer money were actually wasted in sending so many government agent cars to this guy's house and ransacking this guy's house and treating him like a terrorist and all that shit. And you should be able to condemn it. And the left should be able to say, you know what, we did a mistake. We done goofed. Yeah, we went a little bit overboard. I guess, the law is the law. People acted rationally. We're sorry. We're going to give this guy some money to... But they're not going to do that. In fact, they're going to double down. And then they're going to say, oh, right-wingers are taking up... No, normal and decent people are taking up arms against it. Because they're sick and tired. You need to understand that just because you are not emotionally attached to a thing doesn't mean that you get to support other people having their things that they're emotionally attached to taken away. And if you support that, then they will resent you. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.